Greetings, friends. Today we're going to be opening up a pre-release pack of Dominaria United. And, well, let's do the box and see what we get. Well, dig in the packaging. It's not bad at all. Very colorful. Okay, well, let's get to the goods. Sweet little spin down. Okay, you got your box, arena code, which I'll be using before I post, the how-tos, and let's see what we got for our promo card. It's a chaotic transformation. Let's see, exile to one artifact, up to one creature, up to one enchantment, and up to one target planeswalker, and or up to one target land. For each permanent exiled this way, controller reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a card that shares a card type with it. Put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle. This will be fun for Chaos deck, something in red. I don't know, maybe I'll even toss it in my Goblin deck. Who knows? I'll leave that close for now. Alright. Dominaria United. Draft boosters. Got a set box coming in, but we'll wait on that. Alright. Charismatic Vanguard. Well, probably not going to be seeing too much of that guy. Snare Spinner. Probably not going to be seeing too much of that guy either. Enthrall to the Pit. That's probably better up there. Those guys. Let's see, does that work? Yeah. Okay. Get the commons out of the way. It's a little expensive to bring in. Talus Outlook. And go into the graveyard. Won't see you using that a whole lot. Ooh. Huh. This might be okay in one of my Wooburg decks. Alright. Cheap equipments are going to be good for the eventual equipment deck that I'm going to be building with Halvar. And this is creature attacks. You may tap a non. Huh. The part that kills it for me is the without summoning sickness. If I could tap a creature that was still hungover, then we'd be all in. Well, dual lands are always good. Elvish Hydromancer. Blue-green action here. Token's a copy of a creature you control. Okay. Let's see, Terra Sunder. Kicker cards are always fun. Removal is always good and it's always useful. Oh, we're back to Jins. This might be handy in a Spellslinger deck. It's a little pricey, but it keeps getting bigger, so what the hell, why not? Alright, getting into our rares. Ertai Resurrected. 3/2 flash. When it enters the battlefield, choose one. Counter target spell, activated ability, or triggered ability. Its controller draws a card. The ability portion is pretty sweet to be able to counter. You don't get a whole lot of that. Or destroy another target creature or planeswalker. Standard removal. Nothing wrong with that. And a shiny Cultish Conscript. Ooh, Fancy Land. I like Fancy Land. And tokens. Never not going to use tokens. All right. You know what? Let's do this by color. And let's see. Too far off there? No, looks like it. Okay. And yeah, we'll do the multicolors down here. That works for me. All right, good enough. Okay, pack number 2. See how she goes. All right. Let's see. Ooh, fight cards. Fight cards are always fun. Did I do anything with that? Probably not. Let's see. Spell. Graveyard decks are always good. I mean, that could come in for 1 pretty easily. 5/5 Death Touch, nothing wrong with that. Let's see, when we TB, the top X card your library, where X is the number of basic land types. I mean, well, I don't know. We'll see what this set does with it. Back to the Benalish. Again, this enlist mechanic is not my favorite, although, I don't know, if you got a big commander out there that you don't want to risk fighting, then that might be okay. Oh, sweet. Death Touch Mana Dork. Fucking Jim will love that. Alright, anyways. Ooh, defenders. I always can use more defenders. This will definitely be going... Yeah, it'll definitely be going in Arcades, no doubt about that. Let's see, as an additional cost, discard a card, draw 2 cards. Throw a possibility. It's reprinted. Sweet. I like it. Okay, Manguine Sentry. 4/4 reach for 4. That's not terrible. Tribute to Urborg. Let's see, target creature gets a -2/2 until end of turn. If that spell was kicked, it gets an additional -1/1. So let's see. -2/2 for 2. -3/3 for 4. -4/4 for 6. It gets progressive labors. Okay, Resolute Enforcement. Flash creature's always good. You know, throw a chump blocker out there when somebody thinks that you're done. Phyrexian Missionary. 3/2 lifelink. 1 of ETBs. If it was kicked, return. Oh, hey. Recursion. Always helpful, particularly in white. Let's see. Ooh, there's a potential commander. 2/2 Death Touch for 2. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. This would be good if it didn't have white for me. Whenever the creature control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. Pretty sweet little card. Weatherlight completed. Oh, the poor Weatherlight. It's been completed. 5/5 flyer for 2. As long as Weatherlight completed has 4 or more Phyrexian counters on it, a Phyrexian creature in addition, it becomes a Phyrexian creature in addition to its other types. Whenever a creature you control dies, put a Phyrexian counter on Weatherlight completed, and then draw a card if it has 7 or more. If it doesn't, scry 1. So, automatic scry anytime something dies, and card draw if a bunch of things have died. I like it. I like it quite a bit. Not so fancy land. Let's get all the lands together there. And a token. All right. Moving on to pack number 3. Okay, let's see what the magic brings. Griffin Protector. 3/2 flyer for 4. Whenever another creature ETBs under my control, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. It's not great unless I can get a bunch of creatures in at the same time. Let's see, Mineshaper Prodigy, 2/2 for 2 with a kicker of 2. One of DTBs, if it was kicked, look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand, and the rest on the bottom. Okay, you get some card draw, get some selection. That's not bad. It's not super expensive either. Hey, another goblin. Discard a card, draw a card. Ooh, that might go well in my Krenko deck. Aggressive Sabotage. Target player discards 2 cards if it was... sorcery for 3. Target player discards 2 cards if it was kicked. It deals 3 damage to that player. I mean, direct damage isn't Black's thing, but I suppose it's Red's thing. Impede momentum. Tap target creature, and put 3 stun counters on it. We can untap, remove. Okay. Oh, you can lock something down for a few times. And scry 1. Okay. Clockwork Drawbridge. Oh, here we have a white artifact. Defender. That locks creatures down. That will come in handy. I like my defenders. I do have that Walls deck. Arcades does work. Bog Badger. Hey, Badger. 2 kicker. 1 DTBs if it was kicked. Creatures you control gain Menache until their turn. It's not bad at all. Crystal Grotto, Scryland, and Mana Fixer, sort of. Mana Filter, I suppose. Let's see. Create 3 soldiers for 4. I don't love that. Hey, more dual lands. I do enjoy my dual lands. Shalai's Acolyte, 3/4 Angel for 5. I can kick it for 2. It flies. If it was kicked, it enters with 2 +1/+1s. So it costs 5 or 7. There's better value out there. Hurler Cyclops, 5/4 for 5. Pay 1, sack another creature. Hurler Cyclops deals 1 damage to any target. The pay 1 isn't great. There are better ways in red to do, better and cheaper ways to do direct damage. Another potential commander, Nael Avizoa Aeronaut. It's a 2/4 flyer for 4. Let's see. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, look at the top X cards, where X is the number of basic land types among lands you control. Put one of them on top of your library and the rest in the bottom in random order. If there are 5 basic types among lands you control, draw a card. That's a lot for not a ton. Ooh, Painland. Sweet. Hell yeah. And a Honey Emblem. Oh, poor Honey. Alright, moving on to pack number 4. So far, that Weatherlight Complete is pretty sweet. I'm digging that. Okay, Lawnmower Stalkers. Back to Lawnmower we go. Or Lawnmowers, some of us like to call it. Whenever the creature enters the battlefield under your control, it gets +1/+2 until end of turn. That's a little bit more likely in green than it is in white, but still, not great. You have Miles Steel Crusher. This enlist mechanic is not my favorite. So basically, you're throwing it out there to destroy an artifact after it chump blocks. Bone Splitters, black sorcery for 1. 1 and sack. Destroy target creature. Yeah, this is actually probably going to be quite usable. Hey, they reprint and negate. Sweet. Counter target non-creature spell. Hero Charge. It's an instant for 4. The kicker of 2. Each creature you control gets +2/+1 until end of turn. If the spell was kicked, they also gain trample. That could come in handy. It costs 6 for that to happen, but it happens. Another dual land. I like that. Flowstone Kavu. Yay, the Kavus are back. 3/2 Menache. Inflatable. Inflatable a little bit, at least, before it dies. Okay, got another dual land in Simic. Sure. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 and gains hexproof until end of turn. Untap it. That is some trickery that could be fun. Alright. Cult Conscript. DTB's tapped. It only costs 1. It might be a decent turn 1 play. Return it from the graveyard for 2. Activate only if a non-skeleton creature died this turn. It's a few hoops to jump through, but, I mean, it is black, so stuff is dying all the time. Hey, sagas, here we go. Love Song of Night and Day. Read ahead. Choose a chapter and start with that many lore counters. Add 1 after your draw step. So you can skip ahead. You can skip the first one or the second one. So you and target opponent each draw 2 cards. It's in case you don't want your opponent to draw a card. Create a 1/1 white bird creature token with flying. And put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. Might be a decent saga to play. Ooh, fancy. 2 Kindred Sky Knight. It's a 3/3 for 5. Flying whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell. Ooh. I mean, it's in white. It would be better if it was like blue-red for the spell slinging, but not terrible. Academy Lore Master. Here's the rare of the pack. At the beginning of each player's draw step, that player may draw an additional card. If they do, spells cast 2 more. Kind of cool. Ooh, another rare. Another rare. 2 rare pack. Atari Resurrected. Let's see, he's a 3/2 for 4. He's got Flash. No, when ETBs, choose 1. Oh wait, we already got this one. Did we? Yeah, we did. Okay. No, got another copy. And a pretty land. And more zombies to add to my pile of zombies. Alright. Moving on to pack number 5. Let's see what we've got. Coalition War Brutes. This enlist mechanic is not my favorite. Extinguish the light. Destroy target creature. Kill little ones. Not bad. Timely interference. Makes creature small and draw a card. Wait, just pay 1 to draw a card? That's great. Acknowledge Sleeper. I believe we saw this guy before. Or did we? No, we didn't, but it's not bad at all. Barkwave Crusher. 2/5 for 4 with Enlist. Don't love the Enlist mechanic. Molten Monstrosity. Ooh, it costs X less to cast, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. 5/5 Trample for potentially 1 or 2. That's not bad at all. Phyrexian Vasectomy Giver. 2/2 for 2. Whenever a creature control dies, scry 1. That's not bad at all. I might actually toss that in my Dina deck. Scout the Wilderness. Let's see. Sorcery for 3 with a kicker of 2. Search your library for a basic land card. Put it on the battlefield tapped. Then shuffle. If a spell was kicked, create 2 white soldier creature tokens. Let's see. So basically search a land for 3. It's okay, I suppose. Geothermal Bug. The dual land. Lightning Strike. Deals 3 damage to any target. I mean, yeah, there's lightning bolts out there. Sprouting Goblin, 2/2 for 2 with a kicker of 1. When it ETBs, if it was kicked, search your library for a land. Basic land. You can pay 1 and tap it and sack a land to draw a card. Okay. Balduvian Atrocity. We're back to the Balduvians too. 2/3 for 3. Kicker of 1. With Menache, when it ATBs, if it was kicked, return a target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard. Now, the recursion, it gains haste. So this is first pre-combat main phase. The Weatherseed Treaty, it can also skip phase steps here. First one is search your library for a basic land card. Put it on the battlefield tapped. Nothing wrong with that. Create a 1/1 sapling. Nothing wrong with that. Target creature you control gets +X and gains trample until end of turn, where X is the number of basic land types among lands you control. So, like in a 3-color deck, if you wanted to skip straight to that to, give them like a giant growth sort of thing, that's what that is. Okay, Rivaz of the Claw. 3/3 for 3 with Menache. Can tap it to add 2 mana in any combination of colors. Can use it to only cast dragon spells. Well, guess what this is going in? Once during each of your turns, you may cast a dragon spell from your graveyard. That's fucking awesome. Whenever you cast a dragon spell from your graveyard, it gains, when this creature dies, exile it. Yep, that's going to get used quite a bit. And a beast token. Alright, going into the final pack. Haven't had any crazy fire in any of these packs. Weatherlight Completed is pretty sweet. That Rivaz of the Claw is pretty sweet. Let's see what we can pull in here. Yavimaya Sojourner. I believe we had this one already. Hammerhand. Enchant creature. When the DTBs, target creature can't block this turn. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has haste. Always good to give creatures haste. Urborg Repossession. Sorcery for 1 with a kicker of 2. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. You gain 2 life. If this spell was kicked, return another creature card. Ooh, this is probably going to go in Dina for sure. Got some recursion, some life gain, and you can do it a second time. In black-green, that's sweet. Okay, Tolarian Terror. Spell costs 1 less to cast. For each instant sorcery in your graveyard. So again, you could potentially, pretty easily, get a 5/5 ward for 1 or 2 mana onto the battlefield. Juniper Order, back to the Juniper Order. Root Weaver, 2/2 for 2 with a kicker of 1. When Juniper Order Root Weaver ETBs, if it was kicked, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. That's good because it doesn't have to be on her, it could be on any creature. Sunbathing Rootwallow. That's Domain again. 2/2 for 2 with Domain of 4 until end of turn. Sunbathing Rootwallow gets +1/+1 for each basic land type among lands you control. I mean, you can get 5 for 4 if you have all 5 basic lands. That's not great. Forest Plains, more dual lands. Always like that. Soaring Drake, 2/3 for 3 with flying. Long history of drakes. Salvaged Mana Worker, 1/3 for 2. You can pay 1 to add 1 mana of any color. So this is Oh, you can only activate it once each turn? It was excellent right up until that. Why bother? Coalition Sky Knight, 2/2 for 4 with Enlist. That's definitely not going to do enough for me. Linebreaker Baloth, 4/5 for 5 with Enlist. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Alright, so you can't really chump block it. Take out the chumps. Take out something bigger than chump a little bit. Alright, Wrath Weatherlight Stalwart. I wonder if he's on that completed Weatherlight. There's a 1/3 for 2 Human Wizard, Legendary Human Wizard. Now, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you may tap 2 untapped creatures you control. If you do, draw a card. That's not bad at all. Pay 5, creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain Vigilance until end of turn. That's usable, but that first ability is pretty sweet. Lawnmower Green Widow, 4/3 for 3. What's the catch? It's Reach, Trample, Domain 8. You can return it from the graveyard to the battlefield, and it gains, if this permanent would leave the battlefield, exile it instead of putting it anywhere else. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each basic land type. Alright, so that whole domain thing, basic land types, there's nothing wrong with this creature at all, and forget the rest of the domain stuff. It's a 4/3 for 3 with Reach and Trample. That's usable for sure. Okay. Magnagoth? Sentry. Anyways, whatever. It's a 4/4 Reach for 3. For 4. And it's shiny. Fancy Forest. I really like these stained glass lands. Alright, so the fun stuff for me is definitely going to be this guy here. A couple defenders that I really liked. Yes, I said that sentence. And these are going to go great in my decks. Not sure what you're going to love out of your packs. Feel free to let me know if you saw something that was awesome that I missed. Comments. Have fun. Cheers.